take my jacket off real quick.
Okay. What's that? Check. Which one am I? Okay.
You got kids?
2.
How old are they?
They are 11 or 10 and 12. They're about to be 11 and 13 though, coming up here in a few months.
Boys, girls?
Boy and a girl. So my son is the oldest.
Let's go.
Yeah, it worked out. And
I always, my whole life, I'm just a Hoosier, dude, and I was like, I better have a boy first because I think my daughter's going to be attractive. I need a kid who can beat some ass.
For sure. My brother is about to have a little girl, and it's his first kid. But he was a guy who he did well with the ladies.
Yeah.
And to put it politely.
Yeah.
So it's like karma, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta try to sync the fucking audio. Anyway, but yeah, dude, you have kids, right?
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
You just dropped them off.
Yeah, I just dropped them off at school. They're 4 and 5.
4, dude. 4 and 5. You have them close too.
Yeah, like I literally think. Are we recording now?
Yeah, man.
Tight. I think the first time that we had sex after my wife was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? After she had the baby.
Just
pregnant.
Pregnant
First
again.
time.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know that happens, dude.
Yeah.
Man, kids are interesting at that age. I was just looking at some pictures from whenever my kids were younger like that, and I kind of felt nostalgic all of a sudden. I was just I was like, damn, dude, like it's just weird. Like you get softer as you get older, man. Kids make you softer.
I think so, dude. They're like, yeah,
It's interesting.
My son. So I grew up different than my kids are growing up.
Are you from here in Missouri?
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like born in England. My dad was in the Air Force. I was born in England. We lived in Arizona, and then I moved all over the place. But like, I was in like custody of the state, so they like moved me wherever. And then like, I moved back to Arizona, and then for the most part, I'm like St. Louis is home and has been for a long time.
Okay. Yeah. Because you called yourself a Hoosier.
Yeah. Right. So yeah.
I have some friends who they have a podcast and it's called Sophisticated Hoosiers.
Yeah, I know those dudes.
Oh, you know those?
For somehow like I don't know, like they grow weed, right? Or they're like they have a shop that sells the stuff to grow weed.
Yeah, I think that they've been doing their show out of a shop. And I know they're just like kind of big activists in the community. I don't know if they grow though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to
I don't know,
put
dude.
their business out there or anything.
Oh.
But I think that like legally, I think that they contribute.
They might be.
Something, but my cousin is friends with them.
Okay.
And then hooked us up. I didn't know the dudes. And then I'm supposed to go on their podcast.
Oh, that's sick. That's such a small world, dude.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So you said like I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
You were talking. I interrupted you. You said you have these friends, podcast, Hoosier. Oh, Sophisticated Hoosier. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was just bringing it back to you said like you like grew up differently than like your son.
Yeah. My son. This is one day I'm putting my son in the car. I don't know how we started talking about this, but he punched me in the face. Bow. And I looked up at him. You were talking about how it makes you soft.
Yeah, it makes you soft.
Right.
Right.
And my thought was like, so my dad would have smacked me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked at him, and when I looked at him, I was like, he doesn't know why he did that.
You're right.
He doesn't know why he hit me. My face was just like in front of him.
Right.
And so he hit me.
Right.
And I was just like, that was a good punch, dude. But we don't punch each other in the face.
Right.
We don't do that.
Right.
Anyways, but like I don't know that like I'm like softer. Like I'll like I'm more thoughtful for sure.
Yeah. Well, I just know for me personally, like I'm not like naturally an empathetic type of person.
Right.
So like just growing up, just being very driven, like I just never really feel all like super sorry or emotional or like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So like for me, it's just I don't know, man. I just maybe I'm just more in touch with my feelings now.
No, for sure, I get that. Because you have to consider like, how do you feel? Yeah. I started doing that with my kids. Like somebody was like, play detective. I play detective with my kids, and so I'm like, my son was all upset, and I'm like, dude, we gotta brush our teeth.
Yeah.
We gotta eat our food. And we gotta get dressed before we go to school. and he wasn't doing anything. And finally, and I like very rarely, like I thump him in the head.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but like I very rarely put my hands up. But I just kind of lost it. You know what I mean? And I was like, I felt bad that I lost it.
Yeah.
And like, why don't you do anything? I was like upset.
Yeah.
And this dude who's their godparent, he's like my dad, and he said he's like play detective with the kids. So now I do that. Like I'm like, if I'm like, why are you feeling this way? What's wrong with you? Did something happen at school that you don't want to get dressed to go to school?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe a kid was picking on him the day before. And
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
So instead of me like losing it, I'm like, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
And so I have to stop and consider their feelings. But totally, I'm usually like, I don't care what your feelings are. We're going this way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just the evolution, I guess, huh?
It's tight.
Yeah, dude. So how was Utah, man?
It was tight. It was cool. It was kind of a blast, honestly. I was like really grateful to be there. Like anytime, like we went to this place called Solitude, and it was like I get every time I'm like on a gondola going up these mountains, I'm just like, I can't believe this is my life, dude.
Yeah.
Like that I'm able to do these things.
Yeah.
I feel super grateful for it. The snow sucked, but there's also like a couple weeks ago my mom died, right? And she was like an awesome woman. She lived a great life, but my brother passed away also. It was his birthday. It would have been his birthday on Monday. He committed suicide like 10 years ago. Not like 10 years ago. 10 years ago he committed suicide. And every time I go there, like that's what like we would do together. Every time I go there, I'm like, it's just special. I feel like I'm like with them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that part of it, like it doesn't matter if the skiing sucked or it wasn't fun or whatever, like just like that part of it was like I always look forward to it. Just being quiet by myself, and I talk to them.
Yeah.
So it was just tight doing that.
Oh, 100%, dude. I bet there's just that connection.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like I love the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They're just it blows me away that they exist. Like it's just such a they're just so vast.
Yeah.
And like you look at them from afar and they don't look like anything, and then you get to them and you start walking up them. It's like holy shit, like this thing is massive. So they're just such powerful structures, right? And I just love like the landscape of looking. So you're in that massive probably like landscaping, and then you have that emotional connection there, dude. Like, dude, I bet that was a sick ass trip.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah, that is tight.
So we got back late last night. I think about every time I see the mountains. Have you ever seen The Men Who Built America or America: The Story of Us?
Is that on History Channel? Yeah.
Those are so tight.
Yeah.
But I have for a long time thought dude. I was driving to Colorado one time. First time I'd ever like been there, but I could see the mountains from a long way away, like 100 and something miles away or something. But it didn't register in my brain what it was. I was like, well, "What is that?" It just didn't make any sense to me. And then I was like, "Oh my god, those are the mountains, dude!"
Dude.
But can you imagine like having like 7 kids,
coming up on that in like a fucking
cart?
Yeah, dude.
And be like, "We're gonna go up that." And on the other side of it, that shit amazes me all the time.
Dude, it blows me away that people are so hard back then.
Yeah, hard. Think about that, dude. So if you went you cross the Rockies, and then you go through the desert in Utah, and we're not done yet. We're gonna go over these mountains.
Exactly.
And then you go over mountains in California or in Nevada. Or whatever. No, that's not that point. Donner's Pass. That's in Utah. Going into.
Your geography is better than mine.
Yeah, but anyway, dude, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, all those extreme changes in the elements. Not to mention the fucking animals, bro.
Yeah,
like wolves and shit.
Oh yeah,
man. Yeah, those were definitely hard ass people. I don't know if I would have made it back then.
Dude, I like to think that I would. I'm like, not like. Let me think about this. I can handle myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the toughest guy out there.
Yeah.
Right. But I like to think that probably translates to back then too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? I should probably give myself more credit. So I watched. Have you ever seen this show called Alone?
Yeah.
Dude, these people they just drop them off in the middle of nowhere, right? And they have to survive.
How do you think you do?
I would think I would do okay. I would like to think that though, but here's the thing, man. It's like. I'm watching the season right now, and they're back in the British Columbia, and it rains every fucking day. And as much as I would like to think I would do okay, I don't know how I would react if I fucking came across a bear, or a bear like walked up on my fucking my camp in the middle of the night, or I see a fucking wolf over there, dude. Like,
yeah,
I would like to think that'd be cool.
I don't think wolves mess with people. Google it. I've
I
heard
feel like
this,
they're
dude.
pretty territorial.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I'd fuck a wolf up, dude. Straight up, dude. I think that I really think I would fuck a deer up.
yeah, yeah,
Not like, oh, just easy peasy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But I think that I could take them down.
yeah.
Have you ever fought an animal?
Dude, ironically, I thought I was gonna have to just the other day.
What
but,
happened?
dude, I'm walking in my neighborhood here, and I usually walk around this perimeter. And one of these people, they have, I think it's like a Great Dane, or I don't know exactly what type of dog it is, but it's a big fucking dog.
Yeah.
And normally they have a fence, but they took their fence down because they're selling their house or whatever reason they took it down. And I'm just walking like normal, thinking, all right, no big deal. Like this thing usually comes charging, but stops at the fence.
Yeah.
There's no fence there today, dude. So like it just came at me, and I thought I was gonna have to fight it. Like I didn't run or anything. I took a couple steps back, and I was just kind of ready. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to fight this dog. Heart started racing.
Oh yeah.
But it just like stopped right at the property line.
Yeah.
Like the owner was yelling for the dog, but like it kept running. So I thought like, oh shit. Like
Did you scream at the dog?
I didn't say anything. I just kind of kept my cool. I was like, all
And
right.
that's how you would be.
I feel like I'd try to stay as calm as possible. I'm
Yeah.
a pretty even keel person. But dude, a bear.
A bear, no joke. Have you ever seen? Is it Reverent? I was thinking about that
Yeah,
the other day. I
with
was talking
Leonardo
about
DiCaprio.
that. I was like, I think that I would be like that, dude.
I would like to think I'd be like that, but I'm just.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I might die here?
I don't know if I have.
I'll say this, dude. I've been in like hella fights. Like I was locked up a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Like I got tried as an adult for some stuff when I was 14. So I'm like 14, like locked up with men
Oh,
fighting.
shit.
Right. And I was never like. I was like, whatever. It's
Yeah.
whatever. Right.
Yeah.
I was in Mexico one time, and I started to get kidnapped, right? Like, like the story's kind of a long story, but I was terrified, dude, and I like got a cold sore immediately. I was panic. I felt like a child. I was like, oh yeah, oh, and I like couldn't think. My thoughts were racing. I wasn't calm at all, and it made me rethink like who I am.
Yeah.
For real, dude. I was like, I'm kind of a bitch.
How old were you?
I was 26 or so.
Shit.
Yeah, I was probably somewhere. Maybe I was older than that.
What was happening? Tell me.
I just got like we went the wrong way. We were in Tijuana, and we were in this place called Ensenada, and it's like this little fishing town. It's pretty tight. Like down through, like we flew into San Diego and went down through San Diego on like the Baja Peninsula, and there's this place called Ensenada.
Okay.
And you fish there and do all kinds of stuff. And we were coming back. We were in Tijuana. It was dark, and we went the wrong way. It was me and my two buddies, and these cops. I was like, I tried to give somebody some money to let me get in line to go through customs or where the checkpoint or whatever. And
Okay.
a cop pulled up, grabbed us, and he was like, who knows you're here? This is the first question. And I was like, oh fuck, bro. And I was like, I started panicking immediately, and he was like, drive over here. And he took us in this dark alley, dude, and then was like, started taking us.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was taking us. Dude, and I was like,
Did he have a weapon or anything?
oh yeah, dude, strapped like an AR.
He had a gun pointed on you?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, that wasn't the first time that that somebody's pointed a gun at me.
Yeah.
But dude, I was like terrified. And he ends up, he's taken us, and somebody asked, like, he wasn't arresting us. The dude was shaking us down,
Yeah.
right? And,
Was he a cop?
yeah,
A dirty cop?
Yeah.
Lots of them, huh?
tons, dude, for sure.
Fuck, dude.
And I was like, I think he asked if we had kidnapping insurance. I can't remember what happened, dude. But it was like straight up, he's like, I'm taking.
He's just like, you're probably some rich Americans, and we're going to
what
take
he
you for a
thought.
lick.
Yeah, dude. And they end up, somebody got shot. Like several people got shot at this intersection
Yeah.
where we were close to.
Yeah.
Some guy's like, Chief, and I asked this dude, like, hey, just asked him something, and we dipped. Boom, we ran, we got away.
Oh, fuck.
And the whole time, though, I was like looking behind us while we're waiting in customs, dude. I was like, I'm gonna get grabbed, but I was like, I felt so out of control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, There was another story in Mexico, dude. We ended up owning a Strange Donuts in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've never told this story on a podcast or anything. You want to hear it, dude? It's
Fuck
pretty
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Dude, please.
All right. So here we go, dude. I have this store down in Mexico City. And I'm just, whatever. Here's what happened. Dude calls me one day. He's like, look, I want to open some franchises in Mexico. I was like, whatever. Blah, 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 back and forth. He's like, how much is it? And I said, boom, 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 boom. And he goes, okay. And I was like, maybe I should have asked for more money. It was like immediate. And then he was like, is cash okay? And I was like, I don't know, dude. Let me talk to my accountants. And he was like, before you think anything weird, like there's an election coming up. I bought a bunch of US dollars to hedge against, like the fluctuations. And I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? It makes sense.
But
it wasn't $5,000. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of money.
Right.
And this dude's like, I got all this cash. I was like,
shit.
Okay. And then, so whatever. There was like some things that I was like, man, this is a little weird, and like, whatever. You hear all this crap about Mexico and you just don't want to believe it. Anyways, dude, fast forward. There's several things happen. One time this dude says, I'm down there and, I don't want to tell too many details of the story, but the dude said that he owned these places in another city that's not far away from here.
From
St. Louis,
okay,
right? He's
got
like, I own these places in this other city.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, cool, comparable business, let's do it. I end up going down there, awesome time. And I was like, let's open some stores down here. I'll open some stores with you. Dude gives me cash. I like get the cash back to the United States. And we open up, it's going crazy.
Yeah.
Month in, he's like, look, man, I lied to you. I didn't own those stores. My uncle did. And I was like, I don't care, dude. I get it. You wanted to impress me. We're here now. We're doing good. I don't care.
Yeah.
A couple months later, dude's like, hey, I lied to you. It wasn't my uncle. It's my cousins. They killed some people and they needed to hide in the basement of one of those places. And so I went and ran them for a couple years while they hid in the basement. And I was like, and I just said, I was like, they're in the cartel, like immediately. And he was like, yeah. And as the word came out of my mouth, I was like, try to put him back in. Like, what the fuck, dude? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, are you? Right? And he just stared at me.
I wouldn't even want that information.
Dude, I don't know why. I was just like, man, what? And I looked out the window, dude. We're driving, and I was just like, how did I get here, dude? Anyways, some stuff ends up going. He calls me, and I'm going back down to Mexico City, and the dude, somebody that I had working for me in the store. So the dude's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I don't want you to be a part of this anymore, right? Like,
yeah,
you're gone, bro. And I was like, that's not the way it works. I'm coming down. Before I went down, I had this dude run the stores for me. I was like, stay out of the stores. I'm going to have somebody run the stores. You keep control of the bank accounts and all that stuff, but I'm going to have somebody run the operations. I'm down. I'm leaving I'm taking off from the airplane. I'm taking off in Texas. I get a call.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally leaving the ground. Dude's like, look, man, there's nothing working. Like, the water, the electricity, nothing's working. And I was like, here's my credit card number, pay everything. I'll be down there. We were selling the company to these other people. There was two companies that wanted to buy Strange Donuts in Mexico and like blow it up. Okay.
Okay.
Like big companies that you would definitely know. And I get down there. Dude's like, man, power's still not on. I was like, that's fine. We need to meet these people tomorrow, 5:00 in the afternoon. Just have everything on by then. Pay the bills. I thought the dude wasn't paying the bills or something. And so I have these meetings. The dudes are like, we want to buy it. All these other people are like, we'll pay more. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I go to the store the next day, still dark, dude. I go get a tortilla, like while I'm waiting for like the electric company to get there.
Mm-hmm.
I go get a tortilla, and while I'm there, somebody comes up, and it was like, hey, do you know how people end up missing in Mexico? And I was like, what? And they're like, if you owe money to the cartel, like they'll rape your kids or kill your wife, you'll pay. And I was like, what? And then the dude's like, say for instance, if you owe like $200,000, or he says this number, if you owe X amount of money, and he's like, or for $5,000, like they'll just kill you and they'll eat the loss. And I was like, all right, man, hey, can I have my tortilla, please? Wow. You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. I'm like, just try to stay cool. And the dude, I get back to the store.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of weird. Electric company comes by, dude, this truck, and I flag him down. I was like, hey, man, like, we paid our bill. Can you turn the electric back on? And this isn't like rural. This is like Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? It was like
Oh,
Brooklyn. Like, it's like Mexico City is,
right.
they have more
It's
off.
developed.
It's crazy. It's cooler than New York City for sure. More people, more stuff to do. It was tight. Anyways, the electric dude was like, hey, man, you probably should take a look at this. He's like, you're not on my turn, like on my cutoff list. He's like, but you should look at this. I go to the back of the store, dude, and somebody had taken an axe and chopped the power line going into the store and like all the utilities. And I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, I look at my watch, I'm supposed to, or my phone, whatever. I'm like, supposed to meet these dudes in like 10 minutes. Like the dude who owned the store,
Yeah.
right? My partner down there. And I went and I looked at this Burger King, and this is like long story longer,
Yeah.
right? Like I asked this dude at one point, I was like, hey man, like all I hear about is like drug trafficking, but I don't see like any activity of drugs. Like you might see somebody smoking weed, but it's not like hand to hand. There's no drug dealers anywhere. There's no nothing, right?
Yeah.
It, like doesn't look like there's drugs in the city at all.
Oh.
And I was like, and he was like, yeah, the business of drugs happens here, but drugs don't happen here. This is like DC for us, Mexico City. He's like, this is where all the politicians are. So there's an agreement, you know what I mean? That's like mutually assured destruction. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so if there's stuff here that they have to squash it. But he's like, did you see those people at that grocery store? And I remember seeing these kids. They got out and they all had hockey bags, right? They had hockey bags and fanny packs. And they were probably 16, 17 years old. They had goalie bags, and they were all like just square. And they're getting out. There's 5 of these dudes, and they looked at me. And you know when somebody means business. You know what I mean? You can
Right.
fight,
Yeah.
but you know when there's like, oh, that dude's no joke,
Right.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so these kids are like staring through me, and he's like, those big bags are full of money. Those fanny packs are full of guns, is what the dude says, right? So fast forward, while we were there, dude, this dude got his house kicked in, not far from where we were.
Oh shit.
Guess how much money they got out of this dude's house?
500,000.
$20 billion.
Shut up.
$20 billion in cash is what was recorded. You can go back and look at it, dude. The dude was the accountant for the Sinaloa drug cartel, right?
That blows me. It blows me away.
It's just a clearinghouse. So think about that. $20 billion was in a house at one time. You know that money's getting accounted
That's
for
just
and then
one house.
distributed. Right.
Yeah.
They're counting that money. Apple has like 600 billion, right? At the time they did. These dudes in cash in a house at one time
20 billion.
had 20 billion. Anyways, dude, so I just start, like when that happened, I was like, "Oh, you can do anything.
Yeah.
These people can buy anybody."
Yeah.
Fast forward, bro. I got this meeting. I'm supposed to meet him at a Burger King, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the Burger King. There's a dude with this fanny pack, this kid sitting at the table, right? There's nobody there. There's a kid with a fanny pack. I see this kid. I call this dude who I'm supposed to be meeting, and I was like, meet me at the McDonald's. Right?
Because
So
you know what's in the fanny packs.
dude, so I'm like, let me just see, right?
Yeah.
I go to the McDonald's. I sit down. There's nobody in the McDonald's. Kid with a fanny pack sits right next to me, and I was like, holy shit, dude. I had a steak knife. That's all I could grab.
Yeah.
There was a steak. There's a restaurant next door to the donut shop. A
Okay.
steak place. I said, give me a knife, please. I got a knife.
Yeah. It's
I had
better
this-
than nothing.
I had the knife up my sleeve, and I was just like, "This is the crazy thing is like it's so cheap there. There's no, you're not a tough guy. This kid was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd beat the shit out of him,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Just no problem.
Right.
But that doesn't matter there.
No.
It doesn't matter how tough you are. It doesn't matter at all. These people, like the dudes, are just ruthless.
Right.
Anyways, I sit down. This dude pulls up, gets out of the car, and he was like, "You owe me X amount of money." And he says the same amount of money that was at the tortilla stand.
$200,000.
Whatever he said, right? Like, and I was like, I was just like calm,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm about to die, but I'm not gonna die like a bitch here, dude. And I was just like, I'm gonna stab this kid in his head, right? I'm gonna cut this dude, and I'm gonna run. I
Yeah.
don't know where I'm gonna go.
But you gotta survive.
But I got it, dude. And I ended up telling the dude, I was like, not only do I not owe you that, you owe me this. And, I met with some lawyers, and I know that the way that things happen here is blah, 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 blah. And I was like, before we even get there, like, you've been to my house. I've been to your house. You've met my kids. I met your kids. There's no disrespect here, dude. This is just business, and I'm, like, trying to figure this stuff out. Anyways, I end up saying, like, and he threatened me and got up and left. And I was like, here we go.
And that's the guy you were in business with.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have my hand on the knife, dude. I stand up, and then he turns around. Long story short, like, done, dude. I was like, this is a crazy turn.
Yeah.
So I end up saying, like, and I'll say the real amount. So this dude, I was like, look, man, give me $25,000 right now and walk away from the stores. Just leave, right?
Yeah.
I'll take over everything. I'll pay all the debts, whatever. We went back and forth on that for a minute, and then he just makes it. He was like, bring me 25. Somebody pulls up 25 grand, and now I have in my pocket about 4 years' salary for somebody
Yeah.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, now I'm a target.
You're right.
The UFC happens to be going on in Mexico City right then.
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay.
I know some dudes from the UFC.
Okay.
I end up walking around with
But
these dudes
Oh,
from the
nice.
UFC.
That's sick.
Yeah, I end up running. I stashed the money, dude. I end up getting out of there, and I brought back. You know, you can only bring $10,000 on the plane internationally. I brought that back, and then like when I had some other people bring back money, dude. The sale goes through. We sell the company to these people, right? The day that the thing is supposed to close.
Yeah.
This dude pulls up. There were several stores that we had down there.
Okay.
People pull up at all the stores at the same time, and they're like, "Get the fuck out! This is our store."
Oh, wow.
And everybody was like, "Yes, sir. We're out of here."
Oh, shit.
And then the people, I was like, "Hey, man, this just happened at the store. What's going on?" And they're like, "That's who your partner was?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, we're out." Everybody knew who this dude was but me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
the dude. It was crazy. I'm like, put him on the phone. I get on the phone. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm coming down there. I'm gonna fucking. I'm like, no, I'm not, dude. I was like, I had this dude. There's these pieces of equipment that are like $5,000. That are these little bitty boxes. I was like, let my friend take these out of there, and I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. I'm booking a ticket right now. And he's like, fine, take that stuff. And then I call my friend. I'm like, did you get that stuff? He's like, did you get the things out of there? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I'm never coming down there again, dude.
Ever again,
I'm
dude.
never going to Mexico, dude.
Holy cow.
Yeah, dude.
Mexico is wild.
This shit was
bro.
wild. Yeah, it sucked.
Isn't the air quality just like really thick down there?
It wasn't bad, dude.
No?
There was like, I've been to China. That sucked.
Yeah.
Mexico, though, I mean,
Not that bad.
it wasn't that bad. You've been in New York?
No, never. I'm mad at myself because my buddy, he got some free tickets to go see, is it PFL Professional? I don't know which organization. It's not the UFC. I think it's PFL. Does that sound right?
Professional Fighting League?
That's just such a stupid name.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
I don't know, dude. I can't remember. Either way, they were having a show for New Year's Eve at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, tight.
And he had like free tickets. And I ended up not going. I wish I would have because it was probably like the last opportunity to like experience New York before everybody left. The mass exodus of New York.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That shit's wild.
It is. It fucking is, dude.
I just flew back from Utah last night.
Yeah.
There was a mandatory testing swab.
Really?
Not for me. If you were going to New York, you have to get tested before you go.
Wow.
They test you right there, and you wait for your results. If you're positive, they're like, leave. You can't get on the plane.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you're coming from Texas, they just won't even let you in.
If you're yeah.
I don't know. You saw that Texas has no masks mandate.
Right.
Like, everything's just back to normal, apparently.
Yeah. Businesses open 100%. What do you think about that?
Man, I would personally like for it to be that way. Personally,
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like just so many people have lost their livelihood over nonsense.
I got a friend who had a catering business.
Yeah.
Good dude. Good guy. Hard worker.
Yeah.
He had 131 cancellations. Right?
Wow.
2 young kids. Lost his place to live. I mean, the dude's a hustler. Like, didn't just stop. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
Yeah.
the dude was lazy, had all this money on the line, lost all of his jobs, still has all the bills to pay, lost his place to live. He called me. He was like, dude, I have a rental car that I have to turn back in soon. He lost his kids because they were like in a custody battle. He didn't have a place to live.
Yeah.
These are real stories, dude. He's like, I got to turn this car in at 5:30, dude, and then I'm not going to have a place to sleep.
Fuck.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
And that's just one story.
That's one story, dude.
Yeah.
And that's these kids who now aren't seeing their dad
Right.
for some bullshit.
Right. That whole system in itself is fucked. Like,
Oh, it's crazy.
dude, I've been divorced and
I'm going through it now.
I went through that whole fucking thing, and it's just like, if it's actually gotten a little bit better now because they do go to 50-50 custody now in Missouri.
Yeah.
But whenever I got divorced, it wasn't that, and it's like I had to fight. And
You had to argue to get custody at all?
yeah, well, because it was just 1 day a week and every other weekend. And I was just like, what the fuck, man? It's like, give me one more day. It's just one more day during the week to make it 50%. And I had to fight for like 2 years to get that day, bro.
Yeah.
It's not easy for the dude.
No, and that's that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But then you compound, now I can't even like work. I can't operate my business. I can't pay my bills. It's like your hands are literally tied behind your back because everything is shut down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and then the businesses that try to operate are getting fined and shit.
Dude.
Just bullied.
Yes. Bullied. For sure. I was like, we wouldn't have shut down. I told everybody up front, I was like, look, dude, if people don't want to work, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have a job when everything, like, chills out. But I want to let you know, like, I'll do everything. Who's with me? And I was like, just so you know, like, if you're with me, like, I'm not shutting down. If they say, right?
Yeah, dude.
Like, we didn't come to that point, but I was like, man, fuck you, dude.
Right.
Like, so, man, whatever. I could talk about some of this stuff forever, but I'm like, you're going to, and this is like preaching to the choir, right? Like, I hope people know this. Like, and if you don't, like, this is the reality of it. So, I have, we opened Edwardsville. That costs a lot of money to open this donut shop in Edwardsville.
I would imagine so.
World's Fair, right? Like, we own this donut shop in the city now called World's Fair a year ago.
Oh, you bought that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's tight. It's crazy.
That's sick.
Yeah, thank you. Like, I lived like a couple blocks from there. Like, it's still crazy to me when I go into that store. I'm like, I fucking can't believe this is mine. In St. Louis, it's like owning the Arch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's the landmark right there.
Yes.
Yes.
It's dude, when you go to the airport, like, there's a picture of World's Fair, like when you're walking down this tunnel. I'm like, I just got goosebumps, dude. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, man, this is mine. So that happened. So I'm like, Edwardsville. This opportunity came up, and I'm like, I borrowed all this money to get World's Fair because I'm like, fuck, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, bow, right? So you have all these bills, and that's my fault, right? Like, I get that. Like, I took a risk.
Right.
But how do you plan for, like, you can't plan for that.
It's impossible to plan for that.
So you have, like, all these bills that aren't stopping, right?
Right.
And now you have no way to produce. And I have kids to feed.
Right.
And they're saying, luckily we're like essential. I don't know how we're essential. You know what I mean? But we're essential. So I was like, let's go. I'm not if we're not essential, I don't care. We're going to keep going. But now you're telling businesses, barbershops, gyms,
right,
shut down.
Right.
And we're not going to offer you any help, but you got to close.
Right.
And that money you owe us, you still got to pay that.
Still got to pay that.
You got to pay that. And we're going to give ourselves a raise. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll get pissed off talking about that.
Yeah.
I think about some people, dude, and like, I'll say this. I paid real close attention to a lot of the businesses and the way they reacted to this. Mm-hmm. And I think that everybody was trying to do the best that they knew with the information they had.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But once we have some information, dude, and you're still like we didn't fire anybody, right? We didn't fire anybody this whole time, dude. As a matter of fact, some people, like, I was like, hang on, your due raises. We gave like some money retroactively to people. We got PPP, which is a payroll protection plan. So like 2.5 months of payroll, we got that. That kept us good. But I was like, anyways, I someday I'll tell the story of like what really happened, dude. And like how we kept paying the bills. But like,
either way, you did the right thing. Like at the end of the day.
So I'm watching people, dude, and I'm like,
yeah,
I see what you did. And I see how selfish you were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I see what your agenda was.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to go to your place again.
Dude, absolutely. There's a lot of them. There's a fucking lot of them. That's why I feel I couldn't imagine like being a business in that situation and really having like your back to the wall like that. Mm-hmm. But like I feel pretty fortunate to kind of like be in the atmosphere that I'm at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They did like a lot of like really good things for like their employees. He's donating a lot of money like during that time for the city. So it's like, fuck, man. It's just you just hate to see so many fucking people get just crushed by something that they have nothing that they can do about. Like, you can't do anything about it. And on top of that, there's zero talk about like how to be healthy. Zero, like, like you close down gyms, like you need gym, like you need to work out to be healthy. It's just a fact.
Dude. Yeah.
Like no one's talking about like drinking water. No one's talking about like they tell you to stay inside as opposed to like getting sunlight. Like that's crazy.
Dude, I think that we'll look back on this at some point and
Yeah.
like, because right now, like everything is so polarized, dude.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's not really about like, it's just an agenda. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that everything, I mean, compound that by like an election year.
Yeah.
So like everything is like a, what do you say, like a flag or a, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like to say what I mean and mean what I say, dude. But
I
like,
agree.
but like, it's compounded, and everything has been so divisive, right? I don't know. I don't give a shit about any of that. Like there was
Yeah.
after the day after the election, I won this eating competition in the middle of this stuff, dude.
That's sick. Yeah. What did you eat?
I could throw down, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
so like there was this national. I was the defending champion.
Yeah.
It's called Rib Rumble. It's competitive eaters from all over the country. This dude who got second place in the Nathan's Famous
Yeah.
hot dog competition, fucking smoked him, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a big guy though.
I'm like 230. I'm 6'4". About that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, like everybody thinks like there's little people. You know what I mean? Like small. It's not like
Yeah.
it's training for real. It's
Yeah.
straight up. It's not like I could eat a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like how far can you push your body?
Right. How
The night
miserable
before,
can you deal with
This
it?
is what I do. First form. Thanks. Shout out first form. Straight up, this is what I do. So like, dude, I take so the night before I drink a gallon and a half of water, right? And it's like the water's like in your throat, but stretch your stomach out,
Right.
and you have to like sit up, and then you pee all night. Morning of
Yeah.
another gallon and a half of water, like quick, like 5 minutes, drink a gallon and a half of water, and you're about to throw up. Sometimes you do, and then you're like, my stomach feels, I guess, like probably how a pregnant lady feels after she has the baby.
Yeah.
Like it's like sloshing around and all loose.
Yeah.
And then a half hour before the competition, I take the carbohydrate. What's this stuff? Ignition?
Ignition.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I take 2 scoops of ignition, and like your body is like, feed me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your insulin spikes,
Yeah.
dude.
Insulin spike, dude.
Yeah.
And now it's just all these nutrients are able to.
Right.
Yeah.
So your body, you're telling your body like it's time to fucking eat. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
go in, dude, and then I swear to God, dude, I like listen to a couple different songs before I do any of these competitions. I listen to "For Whom the Bell Tolls," right, by Metallica,
Okay.
and I'm just like, I get ready, and I tell
Yeah.
myself like I'm prepared to die. I swear to God, I'm like I'll fucking die, eat some ribs, I'll give a shit, dude. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I like just there's something I'm like, no one will beat me at anything. You know what I mean? I just get
You gotta have
competitive
that
about
mentality,
stupid
though.
stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going in like, this will be fun, like I'm gonna fucking smoke you. I'm gonna eat all these ribs, dude, and I'm gonna fucking eat you. You know what I mean? But that's like anything, like a push-up competition
Yeah.
or business or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You just
I'm gonna
take
kill
that
you.
Same intensity to it all.
And I listened to "Long Kiss Goodnight" by Notorious Big,
Okay.
and
yeah.
he's just talking about fucking killing
Kill-
Tupac,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
this is what it's about.
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
They brought out all these ribs.
Dude.
I ate 10 pounds of ribs in 5 minutes.
My fiance is always surprised by how much I can eat.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "You're not that big of a guy," but I eat until I hate myself.
Do you eat like once a day or something?
It just depends, but usually at least twice a day usually.
Yeah.
Twice a day. I don't really get super hungry in the mornings, and then I'm usually busy, so it's like my first meal is typically like lunchtime.
Yeah.
Unless I fucking will eat like a protein bar or something.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not a prepper. I don't meal prep. I don't mind cooking, but
Yeah.
I don't make big quantities enough for a week.
Right on.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm like you, man. Like I don't watch the news and shit. I just focus on like life and like what's going on and just
I stopped.
Yeah,
I was
man.
consuming all that shit. And I was
positivity,
like,
dude.
I thought about this, dude. Think about this.
Yeah.
We have a farm in Potosi.
Ah, dude, I'm from Potosi.
Straight up.
Yeah.
You know Double A?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Do you know there's a dude who owns a grocery store who has buffalo? Krolsch? Does that sound right?
I'm not sure. I bet my mom would know.
I bet. There's a farm. There's a winery. You drive through Potosi.
Which way?
Double A. Like, I guess it's 8.
Highway 8. Like
Left on Double A. There's a church.
Yeah. Is it?
You pass the football fields and the baseball fields
Mhm.
at like 8 or whatever that is.
Yeah. Yep.
Left on Double A. We live on Havenwood, but you wouldn't know what that is.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I bet if I saw it. So in all fairness, like I moved away from Potosi whenever I was like 11 years old.
All right on.
Yeah. So I have like my uncle still lived down there, and my grandma was down there until she passed. And like I visit, but I don't know like.
Right on.
I know what part of the town you're talking about though.
Can you imagine, dude, being in the woods out there? What if you were just in the woods for a year, and you came out right now? How much less you would give a shit about, and like but for real, like all the stuff that happened. You're out in the woods.
Yeah.
You come back right now. You've been out there for a year and a half. What that happened this past year and a half would matter?
Nothing. Well, I don't know, in a grand scheme, a lot of it, because it affected so many people. Like from like an actual like thing like that actually happened. Like there wasn't this mass like genocide. Like nobody fucking died, like on a grand scale like they were predicting. But the entire global economy was shut down.
But think about this. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Throughout that year and a half.
Yeah.
There's motherfuckers fighting each other in the street.
Yeah.
Shooting each other, killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have affected you?
No.
If you came back a year and a half later, are you going straight to fighting in the street?
Oh, no.
You know, you'd probably be like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
I guess I got to go to work. Right?
Yeah.
Take a shower. Do you mind if I pee real quick, dude?
Yeah, dude, go ahead.
Bro.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're shaking my feet.
Yeah, dude. You're good.
Oh, you edit these or you just send it right out?
Oh, I will wait until you get back in, and I'll tell you. Oh, shit. So I'm going to keep talking, and I may or may not keep this part. I'm not sure. But, dude, this is a fun conversation. So Jason and I kind of connected over Instagram, kind of just following each other on there, and we were in Costco one day, and he's like, hey dude, Adam, and I was checking out, so my back was to him, but I think my hair just kind of it's just easy to spot me with my hair, obviously. So I was like, oh shit, dude, and like said hi, what's up, exchanged phone numbers, and here we are sitting down having a conversation. It's super fucking rad though, because like I said, I've created like a huge list of people that I want to talk to, and he was definitely on there, and he's kicking ass with Strange Donuts and doing a whole bunch of cool shit, so he's the perfect person to sit down and talk with.
Check.
Yeah, you're holding it like a trooper though.
What's that?
You're pissed.
Dude, I'm like bouncing my legs.
Yeah, bro. You just. Yeah, no, I was just talking about though how we just fucking like, it was very serendipitous that we ran into each other at Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was sick.
I like you a lot.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been wanting to like connect with you for a while, so it was like, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, that's the universe. I'm a big believer in like the universe and energy, dude. Like
100%.
Yeah.
If you're not, I don't get it.
I don't get it either, man. It's just time and time again, it's just proven to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll think about somebody, or like I'll think about like connecting with somebody, and then they'll reach out to me, or I'll bump into them or something. I'm just like, dude, like I don't know how this works, but I like it.
For sure. I listened to a podcast from 2 years ago, dude. Do you have like concrete examples of that are like that are crazy?
Dude, honestly, like countless people, like most of my guests, to be honest with you, dude. Like I bumped into you. Mm-hmm. Like I had a friend, another recent guy. His name is Bo Dean. Mm-hmm. Like I think he reached out to me, or actually no, my friend connected him, and I was actually thinking about reaching out to him. Mm-hmm. And then who else? Fucking, I'd have to go through my list of people, but yeah.
There's a saying I used to like. But I was in a cult in the desert, right?
Oh, hold on, one more. So I've been wanting to go and do ayahuasca forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like go to Peru, and then I had a producer helping me do a lot of the video stuff.
Yeah.
And we were out in San Diego, and he went out there a few days before me. He was doing this conference and whatnot, and I was just going out there to podcast for a couple days.
Yeah.
And he randomly met this guy who hosts retreats in Peru.
Okay.
For ayahuasca, and like going down there for like a week. So So I sat down, I connected. His name's Jimmy. I connected with him. We podcasted, and then we were
Jimmy the plug.
yeah, dude. We were supposed to go down. I think it was like last October, but then everything shut down, so they rescheduled it and whatnot. I haven't went, but it was like a situation of I didn't know like when I was going to go, and it was just something that's been super high on my bucket list, and I just connected with this dude randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirits talk to spirits, they say.
Yeah.
Dude, that's at this cult. They're like, spirits talk to spirits. So they would say that all the time. But like, we're all connected.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff was pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And it sucked. But like and like that God rides straight with crooked lines. That was one thing they would say. And dude, I was like, I've always still been a big believer of that. Like how you attract stuff in your life, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But you haven't done it? You've done shrooms, you've done other stuff?
Yeah, I've done plenty of different psychedelics, just not ayahuasca. Psilocybin, so I've done mushrooms, LSD, DMT. Those are like the only three like.
I've never done DMT.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
Dude,
for like a couple minutes, right?
Between like 5 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my first experience was probably like the longer of all of them. That was like 15, maybe 20 minutes, but it felt like a goddamn eternity, dude.
Were you doing it to get fucked up, or were you like for real, like, let me try to connect to something?
No, I wasn't. So I didn't have any like expectation on what I was going to experience or see or whatnot. But I just wanted to be open to the experience, and like I was just so interested and curious to figure out what that was like, because I've heard so many explanations, and like I've watched like the documentary, but even watching like that documentary DMT, the Spirit Molecule, it doesn't do the experience justice.
Yeah.
Like it's like this abstract concept. It doesn't really mean anything. Like you hear the words, but you can't really contextualize it to where it actually really is an experience until you actually do it, right? So man, like once I fucking did it, I'm just like, whoa. It changed my whole perspective on death and everything. Like I've always wrestled with like religion, because growing up here in Missouri, we're obviously in the Bible Belt, and it's just like, oh dude, like that's just what you're supposed to believe. So I've always had this resistance to it, because I was like, oh, I don't really believe in Christianity and religion and shit like that. But it felt wrong to like admit that for some reason. But
like the boogeyman was going to get you if you said it out loud.
Well, just because like my family, and I don't. I was just like, But either way, I got to a point to where I was like, like I felt comfortable with like not believing in religion and shit like that, just kind of having my own beliefs. And but whenever I did DMT, bro, it was the first time I realized that like I have a body, like I am not my body. Like I truly, like whether you call it the soul or spirit or whatever you want to call it, energy, like that essence of you as a human, like that is you. And like this meat suit, this body is like, this isn't you, but it is in this physical space here. Like whenever dude, I like blasted the fuck off. It was super it was super discombobulating, bro. I didn't know which way was up, what the fuck was going on. There's bright colors. I couldn't get my bearings, but the whole time I felt like I was me.
Yeah,
even though
I get that.
But I wasn't here in my body. Like I was off somewhere else, dude. And there was just so much input. It was hard to like. But since I've done it, multiple times after that, like you kind of started getting your grips and shit. But yeah, it was just like a moment to where I felt super scared, and I was there for fuck. I thought this is it, man. Like, oh fuck, man,
I'm here forever.
I'm here forever, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm here forever, and dude. It was it was wild, man. But then I just realized, like, yeah, man, like I just have a body. Like it's whatever this is. So then from then on, I was like, I don't know what happens when you die or what it is, but there's something else to this energy.
What do you tell your kids? Do they ask about that stuff?
What? Like religion and stuff like that.
No, like my dog died, right? Their grandma died, or great grandma.
Yeah.
My brother died. My mom died. Right. Like.
Right.
And I tell them like they go to the sky.
Okay.
Right. Is what I say. And then I'm like, and they come back. They're gonna come back not looking like themselves.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Okay.
Right. I think that there's like this energy that never dies. Right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I think I remember being born right?
Really?
I'll tell you the story. It's kind of crazy, but like, not. I think I do. I totally, 100% do, and it's kind of wild. It's like a trip, but like I started. Maybe this is one thing. Like when you seem like a thoughtful dude, right? Like you think about your actions before you take in stuff.
Yes, I try.
Right.
Yeah. Like when you say I say what I mean and I mean what I say, like I relate to that 100%.
Right. Try not to just shoot off the cuff.
Right.
Like, let me fucking think about this. What do I really believe? That's the tightest part about having kids. You say some shit and you're like, wait a minute, I don't fucking believe that.
Right.
Like, wait a second. Let me tell you, like, I'm
Right.
not trying to like download myself onto you. Like,
Right.
you have your own experience.
Yeah. I actually just tell my kids, like, when people die, like, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll say, like, this is kind of what some people believe because
Mm-hmm.
their mom they're more Christian,
Mhm.
and so that's them. I'm like, I don't personally believe this. I'll actually kind of tell them why I don't believe.
Yeah.
I don't believe like rational fucking reasons, and
Right.
shit. And then I'm like, this is kind of what I like. I feel like energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's just transferred. So I just feel like
Right.
it goes somewhere. But I don't think it's a bad thing because I feel like my psychedelics experiences have been positive,
Mhm.
and I feel like I've been choked out before at jujitsu.
Yeah.
And it takes you to that same place.
Same place.
And it felt fucking awesome.
Mhm.
So
I get that.
So I don't think it's a bad thing, but I'm just telling them like I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell one of them. There's this book called Many Lives, Many Masters. You should check it out.
Okay.
It's crazy. When my brother died, somebody gave me the book, and it's basically talking about you meet people, dude. And I'll tell the story about being born
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off. Please.
Yeah.
Please do.
No, but like, dude, you meet somebody, and immediately you're like, I love that dude.
Yeah.
And then there's some people you meet them, and you're like, fuck that dude. They don't even have to say a word.
Right.
You're like, fuck that
you can
dude.
there's this energy there.
Right.
Yeah.
And basically, I don't want to like give away the book, dude, but like it talks about like we move through lives and lifetimes as tribes, right?
Oh.
And you like maybe that dude that you're like, fuck that dude. You know what I mean? Like killed your family in a life before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it talks about that, and I was like, I don't know, but
Well, that makes
whatever.
sense. I mean,
I think so, dude.
well, even with science, like they've shown through like studies of epigenetics that like trauma can be passed through genes. So like you can have like, for example, like why do some people have just certain fears, like for whatever reason, like you just have this unknown ungodly fear of dogs. It's like, well, maybe your ancestors at some point were like hunted down with dogs and like fucking like
Check the study out, dude. Talk about Corona, talk about whatever. Like, listen, this is whatever. They put these, and this is to your point. They put these monkeys in a room. On top of there's a pole in the middle of the room. There was like 8 monkeys.
okay.
Pole in the middle of the room, bananas on top of the pole, right? When a monkey would go up the pole to get the bananas, it was like well within reach. They spray him with a fire hose, right?
Yeah.
Monkey falls down. Monkeys keep going up. Monkeys keep getting sprayed. They start, and then they would take a monkey out, right? So all the monkeys, these 8 monkeys, were like, fuck that, we're not going up that pole, right? They take a monkey out.
Yeah.
They put a new monkey in. So there's 7 OG monkeys, 1 new monkey. New monkey's like, there's fucking bananas right here, guys. He goes to go up the pole. The monkeys would grab him and be like, don't go up that pole.
Yeah.
At some point, they keep taking monkeys out, dude. There's 8 new monkeys. They don't know why, but they will not let a monkey go up that pole.
Oh, yeah, they've been conditioned at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
But these new monkeys they don't know why to be scared of the pole, but they're scared of the pole.
They didn't experience it themselves. They just trusted the wisdom of the others.
Right. They don't know why. They don't challenge it. They 100% of the time no longer go up that pole, though.
Yeah.
Right. And so I try to think about like my fears and like the way like my mom used to be like, whatever, we were like poor fucking Hoosiers, right? And my mom would be like, those are the pretty people over there. That life is for the pretty people.
Yeah.
There's the word she would say.
Okay.
Right. So I was always like, I'm ugly people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
like, I can't have that stuff.
So you spend a lot of time just kind of like analyzing the way you are and why.
I think a lot. Oh, yeah.
I do that. I do that too, dude.
Yeah.
Like I look back, I'm like, oh man, I remember that one time I was with my grandma and I said this, and she responded this way, or my mom did this, and I'm like, am I this way because of that? Like,
Some of it, dude. I think that there's like, man, I'm like, what's more important than that? I don't give a shit about talking to you about like baseball You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I love one of my favorite places to be on the planet is at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'd rather talk about this with people. This is
Right.
how I talk with people.
Yeah.
Like, and like, what's more important than being like, man, why am I this way, and how can I be better? You know?
Yeah.
And what are my banana poles? You know what I'm saying?
For real, dude.
So that's the stuff when I talk to my kids. You're talking about like being more thoughtful.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, dude, let me think for real about like why I tell them. You know, I don't say that beautiful
Right.
people shit. I'm like, you can have anything.
Right.
You know?
Dude, I'm so determined to like make sure there's like zero limiting beliefs in my
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah.
So that way they can just fucking go and crush it.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's definitely been a shift, especially with how much information we have in social media and different things. But like, whenever I was graduating high school in 2006, it was kind of like the path was always given out. You got to go to college. If you don't go to college, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
And it's like you're supposed to do this, this, and this. So like I did that. And especially here in Missouri, for whatever fucking reason, dude, it's really weird. It's like everybody's on a mission to get married and have kids by the time they're 22. It's really weird. There's just a lot of that. So I felt like that same thing. I was married by like 20, and I had my son and shit like that. So I did a lot of things early. But like I feel like if I had more information, or if I had just more exposure to just different ways of being, like just more maybe
Yeah.
entrepreneurial things, or just just like, man, you can fucking really make it happen, as opposed to a lot of the things I was exposed to was in Potosi, especially whenever I was real young, and just very small town, very like
But that's success, right? Success is be married, have kids.
right.
Right?
Yeah, but there's not there's not this great big desire for more though
Period.
at all.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. And
That's what you try to show your kids. It's like-
right.
somebody was saying the other day, dude, they were like, so my daughter, I got a picture of her at this painting class. She's 4, right? I swear to God, hand to God, dude, I never went on a single vacation as a kid, right? Me and my brother were in Utah yesterday talking about this, and like my son's been to Chile, Venezuela, New York,
Oh,
LA,
sick.
Chicago, all over
All over the world.
all over the world, dude. He's in karate, he was in jiu-jitsu, soccer, rock climbing, painting class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all this stuff. And I'm like, at some point I'll tell him, like, this isn't normal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
Do you ever worry he's not getting enough struggle?
totally. That's the idea, right? Like I'm like, how do you balance this? Like, I didn't have much, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like worth less, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that there's like hopefully there's a balance, right? I tell him on a regular basis, like, because I'm like, you're a Bockman.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets afraid, but it's not okay for a Bockman to not act because they're afraid, right? I'm like, he had karate class last week, or jiu-jitsu, and he like went to the big room with the big boys, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm afraid. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the big room. And I was like, why not? I would just talk to him, try to play detective.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up calling me afterwards, and like he went to the big room, and he felt like a fucking champion.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, so I try to like with it, like there's struggle wherever, like
Right.
like it doesn't have to be like me. You know what I mean? The way I struggled, like don't have like you were eating ramen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like
sports are a great way to introduce struggle.
For sure. And I don't, dude, some of the stuff I still feel, I'm like, I'll push him, and like when we wrestle, like
Yeah.
where I grew up, dude, you'd fight every single, like literally you would fight every single day. And my son probably won't grow up like that. I hope he's a rich kid.
Yeah.
I hope my son is a rich kid.
Yeah.
Dude. But I hope that he realizes how lucky he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when we wrestle though, I'll crack him a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I want him to know what it feels.
He'll be tough.
I want him to know what it feels like
Yeah.
to get cracked.
Yeah.
But he does whatever. I don't know. I'm kind of going off, dude. But like, I struggle with that, dude. Like, what how much do you give them? Because I'm like, man, why am I working my ass off? I'm working my ass off for them. The
Right.
reason I like work my ass off, I got this farm in Potosi, and I fucking cried when I signed the paper.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't for me. I don't give a shit about this farm. I mean, of course, but I'm like, my kids will start with that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. You're building legacy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so am I working? Like, would I have been worse off? Would I have been worse off if I had some resources?
It's hard to say.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Right? I know a dude, and I'm just rambling, dude, if you want to, like,
No, bro.
ask me a question.
This is good.
There's a dude that I know, and this is, like, the difference, right? Like, now I know some real rich people, right? I'm like, you would know their last names, and anybody in the world would know their last name and who they are
Yeah.
and what they own. You know what I mean? And I'm, like, duck hunting with them and flying on their planes and shit like that, right? And, like, to hear some of the ways that they interpret life, I'm like, fuck that. Like, you think you're different than everybody, and you think you're better than people, and you think that people who don't have what you have are lazy, and in some cases that's true.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, the cool part of being them is like, oh, guns are gonna. So this is like a real thing to happen. Like, oh, they're about to like limit purchasing of guns. People are about to buy a lot of guns.
Right.
Let's buy some gun companies. And they just
Yeah.
like
Cash grab type shit.
buy all these gun companies and ammo companies.
Right.
And I'm like, man, that's kind of fucking wild that you can just do that.
Yeah.
Like, instead of being like on Robinhood, like, I think Tesla's gonna do good. They're like, let's buy
the industry.
Let's buy the industry. So that's wild. But then there's this other dude also who was like, same thing, younger guy. Granddad started a company, and he's like, I know I was born on third base, you know, and so I feel like pressure to not be successful, so I'm gonna work my ass off, right? And then he's a younger guy, but he was like, I paid off my house. I just paid off my house, and like my brother only has like $500 in his bank account, and I'm like, motherfucker, what's wrong with you? His brother isn't in the family business, right? His brother swings a hammer,
okay.
builds houses, right? And I was like, this kid doesn't know that it's not normal to buy a house for cash.
Yeah. I wonder where the disconnect comes from. Because I've definitely had conversations with people, and it's usually people like under a certain age. I mean, I feel like if you've never experienced those hardships or know what it's really like to earn your shit, then yeah, it definitely like it progresses all through your life. But just the conversations I've had in my life is usually with like younger people. So I always attributed it to like them also just being like young and not having the perspective. But I'm for sure there's plenty of much older people who are just so disconnected. I wonder why that is. Like, how can you not see like they're the rarity in the grand scheme? There's a lot of people out there who are doing very well.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of money to like make some shit happen. Like, that is the beauty of living in fucking America. Like,
yes,
unless some shit fucking goes sideways like the way it's been going. But
I don't know. Yeah.
all things staying the same, let's say, you can fuck. There's so much money in the fucking world. I think about it's like you just got to go get it. Like, can you get 1 million people to give you $1 or
Right?
like,
You literally can.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's not even that much of the population. But there are some people who are just like, if you don't have all this money, like, yeah, they feel like you're lazy or they feel like you're not doing shit, and they feel like you're probably just not a smart person. But dude, there are a lot of like motivated, hardworking, intelligent people who grind every fucking day and just like,
oh, for sure,
just barely making it.
for sure. And I've thought about this, dude. This is where I think it is the difference, right? And I think that like maybe people like our generations before us, dude, like. One, America, I'm going to look straight at the camera. America's the best country on the fucking planet. And if you don't think that, you probably haven't been anywhere.
Yeah, I haven't been in other
Right?
places.
Like, dude, so I'm in the middle of a separation. My family's Venezuelan, the other half of my family, right? In Venezuela, like, motherfuckers are literally starving to death. Like, I know them. I know people who have starved to death.
Whoa.
Right? We bought 37% of our oil from Venezuela. Like, one of the paid, dude.
Wow.
And I don't know, you start talking about communism and that shit. Like,
Yeah.
anyways, dude, I'll go off. That's the one thing where I'm
Dude.
like, why do you think that way? And I'm going off. I just wanted to say America's the fucking shit,
It's
dude.
the shit, dude.
The
Yeah.
shit, and we're so lucky.
I would never
just,
want to be in like
just to be born here.
Yeah, I would never want to be in like a socialist or communist.
Dude, yeah.
Show me one that succeeded. There isn't.
God, I could talk about some of that stuff for forever.
Yeah, well, I enjoy talking to people who actually have like firsthand, real world experience.
Bro, I went
with
to school in
shit
China.
Exactly.
I lived in China for a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, dude. You see this stuff. You see people fucking dying, dude. You
Yeah.
know, like, and I saw, and some of that stuff, people selling their kids, and that stuff happens here.
Yeah.
Just straight up. Like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to buy my child?
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because I can't survive on the little bit that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Dude, anyways, I could talk about some of that stuff, but I've lived there. I've been in Venezuela for a long time. My ex-wife,
Yeah.
current wife, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Venezuela. Chile is tight, right? Like, and why? Like, do some research on this, right? So I was down in Chile. And talk about like talking spirits, dude. And you just bump into people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I like economics a lot. There's these dudes called the Friedman Five.
Okay.
Right. And I'm at this party with model. It's like this modeling thing, dude. Like my wife, whatever, is a model, and we go down there. This party, and I'm talking to this dude, and I never ask people like, oh, what do you do for a living? I think it's the stupidest fun question. I just don't care. I'm like, what do you love, dude? What do you like?
Yeah,
to
what
do?
are you into?
What
Yeah.
are you into? Now we can talk about some stuff,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm talking to this dude. I'm like, what are you into, man? And like people keep floating in and out of the conversation. Anyways, dude, I'm talking to this dude for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, dude. And he was like, that was really cool. Here's my number. Like, I'd like to meet up with you. How long are you gonna be in Chile? Whatever. Dude, I talked to this dude the next morning. I'm drinking coffee. I'm with my father-in-law. And I was like, oh, that's that dude from the party last night. He's like, you were with him? Right? And I was like, yeah, like, that's the dude we were kicking it, whatever. And he was like, you know who that is? And the dude is like one of the leading economists in the world, right?
Really?
He's one of the Friedman Five.
Oh, wow.
And and I was like, talking to this dude, I was like, in Chile, like, whatever, I'm like, probably called a racist or some shit. But there's like a lot of similarities in Latin American countries,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he was like, I was like, dude, I was just like, man, there's something different about Chile. I've been here a lot, you know, and I was like, I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. What is different? And he was like, one is like the way that our economics is set up. He's like, but why is it set up that way? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, what's different about us than any other Latin country? And I was like thinking, and I think I'm kind of smart, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know, man. He's like, it gets cold here.
Huh.
It gets real cold here. We know winter's coming. Everybody else is like mañana, mañana, mañana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Today we party.
Right.
Right?
Why does it get cold in Chile?
It's all the way down the coast. I mean, dude, Patagonia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like icebergs and shit, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, so he just said simply it gets cold, so we know we have to save. Like the work has to be done today.
Right.
Because tomorrow it will be cold. And I thought about that. Like, but there's like, I don't know. There's like tons of attractions for entrepreneurs and stuff. I would like maybe have like a side thing there. I mean, Mexico City, bro, on the daily, paying the cops. Literally.
Oh, wow.
You want to get something done? I mean, you could build. There was no I'm like, or what, like health permits or building. But they're like, "Fuck, are you talking about?" There's none of that. Just boom, just go.
It's like, how much money do you need?
Right. We just built this store in like a couple weeks and opened it. Right.
Wow.
And I was like, man, that's kind of fucking crazy. And then the cops were like, "Here's money." And then the mayor's like, let me get some money. And like people from the trash company is supposed to come pick up your trash. You pay a trash bill.
Yeah.
But they're not picking up your trash, dude, unless you hand them money.
Wow. Well,
trash
at
dude.
least they're upfront about it.
They're like, you get the money?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fucking pay the bill, dude. And they're like, what's the bill? Like, I need the money. But here's the bad part about that, right? I was like, man, that's because I fucking hate like inspectors and permits and all that crap here,
Yeah.
dude. Like, 4 months to like get the permit, the rights to build a store. So
Yeah.
I'm like, man, fuck America, man. That fucking sucks. Like all these permits. There's an earthquake in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Dude, everywhere around the store, like our store,
Just fucked.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked. Because there's no permitting processes, right? There's no, like, regulations like, hey, you got to build it like this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's a lot of stuff that could be better about the United States, dude, but, like.
Pluses and minuses.
Yeah, it's fucking tight.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like there's a dichotomy to it all. Like, there really is. Like, just because this place is so fucking awesome in a lot of ways, it doesn't mean we negate these other things. And just because there's some really shitty things about it, we can't just ignore these really fucking awesome things.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like, it's not perfect, but it's pretty fucking sweet.
It's pretty, in a lot of different ways, dude, I'm like, where is better?
Yeah.
Where's better?
Yeah.
You know? Like, dude.
I sometimes just wonder, like, why certain things are so complicated.
Like
for example, so something we can both relate to, like the family court system. Like, it doesn't seem like the family court system is completely outside of the law. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, why does that have to be so complicated? It doesn't make any sense. And to change it, it's crazy to try to even change it. Like, I can't understand why some people are paying alimony to somebody for longer than they're ever even married to them.
Yeah. Dude.
Like,
yeah.
Just shit like that, man. It's just like, that just seems, obviously, that's really fucked up. We should probably stop doing that. I don't know why it's not that simple, but it's not.
It was probably started with good intentions,
Probably.
right? It's probably started with good intentions, and then there's overreach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's like most things. Anything that the government really gets involved with, dude.
Right.
Like, there's overreach.
Right.
And up front, you're like, man, that probably sounds good. Something needs to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about student loans? And what I mean is, like, because it seems like there's a lot of talk going on whether or not there's going to be a certain percentage forgiven or different
I'm like,
things.
you took that on.
Right. So.
Right? Like, I think the one, you know what I mean? Shit, I paid for school. I sold hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like, literally outside of bars, I sold hot dogs to pay for school. I sold shoes. I did whatever I could. I had to take some student loans. And it's easy when you're, like, poor to be like, yeah, I'm going to take that loan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff is predatory.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, take some fucking responsibility. You know what I mean? If you forgive student loans, so you're talking about earlier, like, I think there should be a little bit more education up front. Like, hey, dude, there's for gender study, art appreciation, or whatever, and I'm not saying that like poking fun at anybody, dude. I'm just first words that come to my mind. There's 12 jobs available in the United States for that, and you're going to make $30,000.
Yeah.
You're about to take on $90,000 of student debt.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do? I think that, like, you know how people come to the fucking NBA, dude, right? And just blow their money, right? Or sports
in general is happening.
In general.
Yeah.
But now there's like education up front,
right?
Like, and there's like agents that say you are going to save 30%. Allen Iverson, right?
Yeah.
Motherfucker blew his money, dude. You know about this dude, right?
I watched a documentary on
Right,
him.
but he has an agent that was like, we save first, right? So now that dude's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he was broke as shit for a long time, and now that savings kicked in.
Right, yeah.
So I think that maybe there should be some education.
Yeah.
But I'm like, take some fucking responsibility for your life, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what you can do, like, one, you thought that would get you ahead. And now that it's not, you want to say, oh, wait, no, I don't want to pay the piper.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, you level the playing field, then there's who gets ahead. If everybody can have an education and advanced degrees, then what is the differentiator?
Yeah, there isn't one really. They're almost worthless if everybody has
to
one.
the point that it's worthless because it's so easily attainable.
Yeah, I would like to see the government get out of guaranteeing that it's paid for. I feel like that's the reason why it cost is so high.
Oh, for sure, that's easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Dude,
I would love to see that happen.
You look at the cost, price. So the price of school.
It's far exceeded inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
You've read Freakonomics or any of those books?
Yeah, I love those books.
LASIX, they talk about that. So if you think about, dude, like LASIX 20 years ago or whatever, right, was like fucking $50,000 or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now insurance doesn't cover LASIX. You see billboards like $99 an eye.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it cheap?
The economy.
Because it's not incentivized.
Right.
Right? If you know that somebody else will keep paying more, you will keep charging more.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no competition.
Right. There is no competition. So whenever you take that that guarantee away,
Mm-hmm.
now you have to answer to the market,
Right.
and then that will dictate the price.
This was something that was pretty cool about Venezuela and an education system. And there's some things, dude, that I like. To be clear, like Bernie Sanders, dude, that I fuck with, right? Like prison reform.
Yeah.
Like our shit's fucked.
We have so many people in jail for
Bullshit.
non-violent drug offenses.
I think even if you fucking, I mean, I did some bad stuff. I have friends that did some really, really bad stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I did some really, really bad stuff. Dude, can you imagine, man? I'm like 18, 19, 20 years old, dude, and now like the rest of your fucking life, you're dunzo.
Dude, your brain isn't even fully developed till you're 25.
Dude.
So the fact that we hold, like, I get you have to take some responsibility.
For sure.
But
it sounds like I'm flipping that. But, dude,
there's
the rest of your fucking life,
right,
dude.
you shouldn't be fucking just, it's a death sentence if you go to jail. It really is, because you're a slave, like, forever. You can't vote. Like, you have this fucking, it's like you're carrying around the scarlet letter where you can't get jobs.
Think about your kids, right? Let's say you're talking, and some of the inequities and that stuff, like crack versus soft cocaine and all that stuff. I could talk about some of that shit, but like,
oh yeah,
but dude, like you're targeting communities, dude. Like,
right,
that's fucked.
Right,
your
whole life.
But like, think about like, man, now I can't tell my kid like, hey, man, we don't get it's okay to be afraid. We go ahead anyways. Everyone's afraid. Right. Now I'm not telling my kid that. So not only am I a fucking slave, you know what I mean? Like the things that I should be there for my kid. And don't get me wrong, bro. Like the way things are set up, like I should be in prison I should still be in prison. Period. And I'm lucky. Yeah. I am so lucky. I don't even know what we were talking about anymore, dude. But prison. But anyways, like responsibility, taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility. Yeah, we were talking about obviously school at first and.
But yeah, school. So no, I think I saw this. I've tried to just dip in and out, right? But like I saw Joe Biden. This girl asked Joe Biden, said, how are you gonna or when are you going to nix student loans or forgive all? And he just said, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm just always so conflicted with like. The idea of, because we're talking about like if you don't have an understanding of like the big picture and then they aren't educating you, it almost just seems like this trap to get people into debt. And it's like sure. It's like now you're just in servitude you're an indentured servant essentially.
Yeah.
From the get go, it just seems so fucking shady to me.
Nurses.
So there is that. But then on the other hand, it's like you say, it's like, dude, it's like you gotta take some responsibility for like what you have here. You can't just like look for the handout.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that it's so expensive is because there are the loans.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. The loans are just so astronomical.
Stop doing the loans.
I would like to see at least like maybe put a halt on like interest. Yeah, the interest fucks a lot of people.
Well, some of that started throughout the pandemic. There was like a 0.1 interest rate or something.
I think
that you could lock in.
I don't know. I think right now everything's frozen.
I went to end up going to grad school.
Yeah,
right.
I saw you. You went to WashU.
I went to WashU. Yeah. Shit's crazy,
dude. That's a really good fucking school.
Yeah.
For the listeners who don't know that.
Yeah, dude. I ended up, dude. They let me in. I swear to God, dude. I was kind of crushing at the time, making a bunch of money, dude. And I was like, I went in there like I don't really give a fuck if I get in here or not. But really, I'm like, I always felt like a Hoosier. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, like the thing that's missing in me is a good education.
Okay.
And I applied, and they were like, yeah, we'd love to have you. And I was like, this school must suck. Right? Dude, but I ended up like, it was expensive, dude. And I was like, I ended up not getting a good grade in a class. And they were telling me I had to repeat the class. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about that grade.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was operations management, which is like, is really, really cool. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways.
Right.
But there's a book called The Goal. If you just don't want to pay for a WashU education, read The Goal. Read The Goal. It's about operations management. And I was like, man, I learned more in this class than I did from any other class. Like, but I don't have like this good education. I remember going into these tests, and I was like studying my fucking ass off, like right before that. I had been for days and weeks, dude, studying, trying to get this stuff, but like I did not have no matter how hard I worked, some of that stuff is ingrained in you like young through a good education. And this guy's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm studying for the fucking test. What are you talking about? And this dude was such a fucking prick. Dude, Oh God, there's not a lot of people that I'd like to just rock. You know, like I want to beat the fuck out of this dude.
Yeah.
Just be like, you fucking
Teach a lesson,
dude. Like you think you're hot shit and you suck, and I know it's because you're insecure, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like maybe I'll just let you simmer and fucking burn yourself up, dude. But I wanted to slap this dude in his mouth, and he was like, study. He was like, dude, why B over MC blah blah blah, and I was like, wait, what was that? And he's like, you don't know that? He's like, I learned that in 6th grade. And he's like, putting me down. And I was like, I don't, but could you repeat the formula you just said, please?
Right.
Because I'm like, I'll eat a little shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll take. This is, dude. Switch gears.
Okay.
I see this shit, and this is some younger people shit. This is some fucking short-sighted thinking, I think. It's said, like, if there's friends that don't think what you think, cut them off. If there's customers that are blah blah blah, cut them off. If there's blah blah blah, it was like going on and on, saying like, you know what I mean, like if somebody's racist, like you don't need them as a customer.
Oh, okay.
Right. And obviously I don't fuck with racists, right?
Yeah, it's basically like
fuck
anything you don't agree with, cut it off.
Dude, and I was like, man, that's some fucking dumb shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'll sell donuts to like, I'll take a little shit from this dude who I'd like to knock his fucking teeth out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, could you tell me again, please? Like, because I'm getting from you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll eat that shit. Like, man, maybe I don't agree. Like, you come in fucking wearing a Klan hat or what, you know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll sell you donuts. I'll sell you you want to buy all the donuts? I'll sell you all the fucking donuts, dude.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do with those resources that I get from you,
Yeah.
I'll fucking destroy you.
Yeah, go directly against what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the real power is in the dollar. Like, you can do so much more with that in that moment.
Dude. Or, like, I don't give a shit, like, what you believe.
Yeah.
I know what I believe.
Right.
Right? And, of course, like, am I going to kick it with you, dude? Am I going to, like, have you around my kids?
Right.
Am I going to break bread with you? Fuck no.
No,
Eat
no.
a dick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But, like, oh, I can get resources from you?
Right.
I'm going to take them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Dude, you got to be smart. You can't just lead with emotion. We're in such a weird fucking place, dude, where it's just like it's like everything's trying to become like homogenous. Where everything's just the same. It's like if you don't believe in what I believe, then you got to fucking like die or we have to cancel it and you can't have it around. But it's just like fuck, man, like the world is big and there's a lot of fucking different people in it. Like you got to make your way through it. You can't just get so stuck where like you're not doing shit in life just because people don't agree with what you agree with. Like how do you grow?
Yeah.
Like if you don't get these other perspectives, or it's like that's a great example of like what not to fucking do. How can like you can learn from that.
Yeah, everybody's a lesson.
Yeah.
Everybody's an example,
Exactly.
good or bad.
Exactly.
Right. And I think, dude, you remember, I mean, you're a little older, dude. You remember, you're talking about younger thinking. I remember saying things and being like, oh, I don't believe that. There was a girl, you know what I mean, like as you grow up, but I feel like now it's like, man, if you don't believe that, everyone's going to fucking hate you.
Yeah, dude, you feel very conflicted.
For sure.
When you're a kid, like you feel kids are fucking such narcissistic assholes. Like they want everything to be the same, and it's like if you don't know something, then they make you feel stupid, or they'll put you down, or like if you believe something different, you feel like an outsider.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like it's really fucking weird. Like the ecosystem that kids tend to grow up in, like in these schools and whatnot, because it can ingrain a lot of bad habits. It's like, no, it's okay to ask a question that you don't know and maybe look a little stupid, because now you're getting new information. Like it's okay you don't know that just because somebody else knows that thing, whatever that thing is. It's like, look stupid, ask the question. Like you don't have to conform and just be like what everybody else.
I want to read this to you real quick, dude. We're talking about kids, and this is what I do. I got a thumper in one of the pockets. Oh, grab that. Dude.
Gotta stay safe.
I love guns, dude.
Oh, dude, me too.
You know, God, I saw this thing yesterday, dude. I was flying back, and it said there was this book. Man, somebody Google it, whatever. You can Google it. But I thumbed through it a little bit, and it said, all gun laws are racist. All gun control is racist.
Really?
And as a black dude on the cover of this magazine, and I like,
Everything's racist.
dude, I was like, oh man, I'm about to go on another fucking tangent.
That's okay.
Dude, here we go. This is lessons for Benny and Blade,
Okay.
right? That's my kids' names. Blade is my son. Benny is my daughter.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
You write down these little these lessons.
Yeah. So I try to think, and then I'm like, I come back to these, and I'll like change them or whatever. But I'm like, this is like what I want them to. This is what I want to pass on. Not like, this is how I think.
Right.
Right. So I like try to stay away from that shit. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just said, you can't. This is my first lesson. You can't let the way you feel cloud what's best, especially when you're angry. I might get choked up. If you're anything like me, you'll be hard on yourself. That's good and bad. Remember to love yourself and be nice to yourself. You're the only person who will always be with you. Give people compliments often and try to encourage them. Always give people the benefit of the doubt. Never take sides with anyone against your family, especially each other. Things are almost never as serious as they seem. Take it easy on yourself and do the next right thing. Trust God. There's a little voice inside you that's quiet. If you pay close attention, it will tell you what to do always. I've lately, dude, been thinking it feels like this new like rebirth or something where I'm like, okay, dude, what is important to me? You know?
Yeah.
What really matters? It's money and stuff. Like I like that, right? And I have some stuff and I have some money. But I'm like, is the accumulation of more of that like, or is like what I do with those resources, how's that change? And there's like, I feel like there's this like, you know, with getting divorced, there's like this renewed like primary purpose. Like my primary purpose always has been my kids, you know what I mean? But like maybe on like a deeper level.
Yeah.
And I've just like paid closer attention to like the way I think and feel and especially what I do. And I come back to some of those things for me. You know what I mean? Like those lessons where I'm like, I don't give a shit what they're taught out there if they know here that there's like some sounding board.
Yeah.
Things are so fucking stupid right now on a lot of different levels, dude. But I think, do you know Al Qaeda, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much land they controlled? Not Al Qaeda, ISIS.
ISIS?
You know how much land they controlled?
I have no idea.
It was a fucking shitload, right? Like, I'm not going to say like the exact, like Texas.
Oh, wow.
Massive, okay?
Yeah. That's a shit ton.
Dude, and things got like ratcheted up, right? Like, there's a caliphate. Like there was like are we hitting on time?
Oh no, it's just my watch. It beeps.
Tight.
It beeps at the top of every hour.
So you start like rules get stricter, right?
Yeah.
And what used to be acceptable is no longer acceptable.
Yeah.
Ratchets up. Now you're getting killed for infractions, right?
Yeah.
You leave that alone and it eats itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
When there's like constant like I see this happening in the United States right now. Like what used to be like I think I'm a pretty good at accepting dude. I don't really care like your race, color, creed, religion, sexual I don't think sexual identity is like appropriate to say anymore. I don't know what that word is, but I don't care. I love you.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like some of that stuff and the way that we are eating ourselves, dude, just to look good in front of other people.
Yeah.
Right? I said the other day, dude, I have these people I know, dude, that I'm friendly with, and I'm like taking a fucking turn again, dude. I need probably fucking Ritalin or some shit. But like, there's this place, a little commercial for Fire Chicken. Okay, have you been to Fire Chicken on Page? It's not far from here, dude.
I haven't been there, but it's just right up here on the
You know
right
where
hand
it is.
side. Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You should be going there.
Is it good?
Great.
I'm gonna go check it out. We go to Miss Piggy's all the time.
Miss Piggy, baby.
Fucking
Did you ever remember?
Oh.
Not far from here in Pagedale, dude. Was London and Sons? Did you ever go to London and Sons? You're not from here.
I'm not from here. I didn't go.
All right.
I mean, I do. I've been here since 2010 though.
Okay, that was the best chicken wings in St. Louis. Now the best chicken wings, dude, is this place called St. Louis Wing Co.
Yeah.
Chef Bobby, baby. Anyways, but here's what I'm saying. Dude, I said to these, this is my friends. I'm promoting my friends. I'm like, there's this Chinese restaurants. There's this Chinese restaurant called Fire Chicken.
I'm gonna check it out.
Dude, it's fucking flames.
Okay.
Right? And then somebody said some shit to me like, they're Korean, you racist piece of shit. And I was like, dude, you know who wasn't offended by me saying it's a Chinese restaurant? It's my fucking Korean friends who are making the goddamn Chinese food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, dude, we jump in to defend fucking everybody, dude.
Right.
And I'm like, what do you think about, like, you don't know my relationship to these people.
Right.
You jumped to all these fucking conclusions, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, man, we got to be done with that. On one hand, dude, like, it's a paradox, right? Like, mind your own fucking business.
Right.
At the same time, man, take care of people who
Right.
can't take care of themselves.
That's true too. But intent really matters. And then also, we're all human. Sometimes we just fuck up, man. Sometimes you just stick your foot in your mouth or you just say the wrong thing.
Mhm.
Or like right now when we're talking, like I don't know the next word that's coming. I'm just talking. So and as you're working out thoughts out loud, it doesn't sound right. And I'll go back and I'll be like, why did I say that? Did I really think that? Or I'll form a more complete thought.
Now imagine not being able, like, I'm not really fucking tripping off like who's gonna watch us or whatever. I'm just talking to my buddy. I think I call you a friend.
Thank you,
Right?
sir.
I'm talking to my friend, right? Now imagine, dude, having to like how fucking compartmentalized and tailored your life is now that I'm like, okay, if I say this, I'm gonna like fucking offend these people.
Dude.
How boxed in your life gets, dude.
Oh,
How
dude.
uncreative we become.
Oh man, I can't live like that.
Fuck it.
I've done it before. I can't do it.
Dude, I was in a, yeah, I've done it before.
Dude,
for
I
sure.
work. So like I went like I got my master's in healthcare administration. I was working at Express Scripts. I was a project manager up there. I got fired because I smoked weed and they hit me with a random drug test. I thought my life was I like this is fucking over. Everything's over. I felt like shit.
Yeah.
But I realized like forever I was thinking about quitting that place. And like I don't like the corporate world. It never worked for me. Like I got a couple contract jobs after that happened, and then there's a 2-year period before I started working at First Form where I was just like self-employed, just like teaching jiu-jitsu and some health coaching and mostly podcasting. I wasn't making a ton of money, but like I was loving life and like loving what I was doing. And when I worked in the corporate setting, everything was compartmentalized. It's like I couldn't talk to any of those people about my life because whenever I left work, I was going to train because I was fighting at the time professionally. So it's like there was no connection. I can't talk about the things that I enjoy. Like I can't have these deep conversations with those guys. It was just it felt very numbing on the inside. And then now it's just like I don't fucking compartmentalize anything. Like this is who I am. These are the things that I like to talk about. I don't like shallow conversation. Like it's just is what it is. And I feel like if you can just be authentic in that way to yourself, then life is so much better.
I can imagine that fucking pressure. I think about dude, can you imagine being a fucking Kardashian? People are like, oh, they're so rich. I'm like, fuck, man. You know how fucking like they have all these cleaners and shit that like tailor what you do.
Everything is just
dude, fuck
public
that.
perception always,
Yeah,
dude.
I don't give a shit. I'd shit on the sidewalk. I'm gonna go shit on the sidewalk.
That's one thing you are, dude. You're authentic as fuck, man.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to be respectful of your time. So it's
all good.
It's 11 o'clock. We've been going for an hour and a half.
Cool.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
I gotta be somewhere like noon.
Okay. Yeah. I just
so
be
whatever. I
respectful
don't
of your
like
time.
if people like want to. I feel like we're ripping.
Yeah,
We
dude, I
just
love
go
it.
until
That's
there's
what I'm
like a
saying,
national
dude.
ending.
All right, right on.
So
yeah,
anyways.
dude, that would suck so fucking bad, dude. Like, just I feel like that's probably why Bruce Jenner became a woman.
I don't know. I think, dude. I don't know. What? Because they couldn't? Or?
No, because he just went fucking crazy living in front of the camera.
I don't know. Some of that stuff I don't understand yet, dude. There's people that work with Strange that are like, I don't even like. I try to be respectful of it. Like they want to be called other things, like
totally cool.
They them, and I love them. Right? I don't like some of. I don't the. I have an aunt who's a lesbian, right? Who's married, has a son. And Man, I didn't plan on talking about any of this shit.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I should preface with like that's not like a rag on him or anything.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because people do listen to this shit. People do but it's like I'm just saying like the dude was well into his life, and that's a very extreme change in life. Maybe that's what drove him to this extreme change is all the fucking pressure. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I'll talk, dude. I'll talk, dude. The first time we worked with somebody in Colombia, somebody worked with me in Colombia when we had a store there. That and dude, I always just fucking ask, right? Like, dude, I had a buddy that I worked out with, a gay dude that I worked out with forever, and I was just like, dude, so is your butthole like just thrash? And he was like, what? And he was like, I was like, because you're like the good looking dude, like smashing a lot, right? And like, and I was like, and he was like, he just laughed, and he's like, no, like most of us like don't even like have butt sex, dude. Like we just suck each other's dicks and shit. And I was like, oh, tight, okay, whatever. But I'll just ask. I just ask.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid. Like I'm not gonna be like, like here's some offensive shit.
It has to be weird.
But I'm like, I want to know. I genuinely want to know, dude. So not like just so like I can like. I love you.
Yeah.
Right? Like
you're genuinely curious.
I'm curious, dude. So I was like, so there was somebody that worked with us in Colombia, and it was somebody who transitioned, like, and again, dude, I don't know the words for it.
Yeah.
Right? But was a dude, is now a girl, right? And so I was just like I was like, so are you like into dudes now? Right? And somebody else was like, fuck you. Like, there was just somebody, and it was not like, hey, in front of all these people, let me ask you. It was like me, like, having this private conversation. Somebody else overheard somewhere else, and they were like, I got this.
Yeah.
Like, no. And they explained, they're like, me being transgender doesn't have anything to do with like my sexual preference. It's like my identity.
How
and
they feel.
Yeah, and I didn't know that it was like a separate. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if you're a girl, like
I didn't know that until you just said that because I've had that same thought. It's like, okay, so now you're just a gay girl, then, right?
A girl who's
because you say a guy who became a girl or girl, right. So did he like girls before?
Yes, and still did.
Right? So now he just became a gay woman.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know the proper term for it, but yeah, but I didn't know that.
Okay.
I didn't know that. They're like, no, it has nothing to do with like my sexual like desires or whatever. It's just this is how I identify now. I was like, oh, tight.
Okay.
And they were like, thank you for asking. Like, no one's ever asked me that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, how the fuck has no one asked this? There's all these motherfuckers walking around with no information.
People just like to assume.
Dude, just fucking assuming everything. And I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to fucking know.
How else am I supposed to know if I don't ask? That's one of the things I try to instill in my son. Like, I remember one time when he was very young, he was like, I ask too many questions, don't I? I'm like, bro, you don't ask too many questions. You can never ask me enough.
Never can.
You never ask me enough questions, dude. And, like, he's super fucking intelligent.
Do you answer all their questions?
As many as I can. If I don't, I tell him I don't know. I still have to research that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, can you remember, man? I don't know if you grew up like I grew up, dude, but being like, because I fucking said so.
Dude. Yeah,
right?
man.
Right. Dude, and then it like beats you into like, I'm just not going to ask. Every single question.
Yeah.
My kids are like, where do babies come from? I'm like, you put your penis in the vagina. You don't have to love each other. So you need to be careful with that shit, bro, because it'll make a baby. First time. It can make a baby first time.
Tell them the truth, dude.
Dude, I tell them the truth about everything.
I've always talked to my kids like adults within reason, right? Like,
right. You're not like, hey, man, people get raped and murdered.
Right. But I don't use small words for them.
No.
And, like, dude, my son, he gets fucking straight A's, and he just got accepted into all advanced classes next year.
Hell yeah.
And, like, he's literally, he was born on July 31st. So, in Missouri, that's the last day of the cutoff. So, he's literally the absolute youngest in his grade.
Yeah, that's the way to go. That's how my son will be.
So, it's like, with that even being said, that just shows like he's even more advanced because if a day later he'd be in a grade younger,
right?
Which I kind of wanted that from personally. Like,
hold on,
I understand
he's the youngest.
He's the absolute youngest in his grade.
Oh, okay.
I would prefer him. I would have waited.
We're not doing that with my son. My son was going to be the oldest in his class.
I would prefer to have done that. That was like a debate with me and the ex at the time, and she started school younger, so she thought it was okay, and I lost that war, unfortunately. But dude, I would have much rather have him be at a grade younger because there's just so many other like character traits that develop just based off the social pecking order.
Right.
It's just facts. So I would have
It's something like 90% of people in professional sports were the oldest people in their class.
something like that. Yeah, dude. It's like I remember in Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point.
Yeah.
Or no, it was Outliers he was talking about.
Outliers.
Yeah, with professional hockey, how a good portion of them in the NHL were born in like the first 3 months of the year because we're the cutoff for the seasons of hockey. They were now the oldest.
Yes.
So because they were physically bigger, and then they got selected for the the extra teams, and then they got more practices, they got more games, and then just this domino effect, right? And that's fucking just how it is in life, man. Like when you develop different traits. Like so he's very like his emotional intelligence is fucking crazy because he's just really good at playing the social game, I imagine, because he's not like physically bigger than any of the guys in his grade, so but he's super intelligent.
Hell yeah.
So I was always just like, yeah, man, like any question you fucking have, I'm gonna answer it, and I've just always used a very big vocab with him, and I feel like it's paying off. I do the same thing with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed anything different? Like specifically with like gender stuff, like gender is like a social construct or whatever. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, dude. But then I start seeing some of that stuff. I like naturally like Blade one day was like, why isn't Benny doing karate? And I was like, or jiu-jitsu. And I was like, you know what? I don't know, dude. Benny, you're fucking doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do different things for that, whatever. But I follow their lead, right? I'm not like I'm like giving guns to my son and dolls to my daughter just because. But they ask for that shit.
There is a natural propensity for those things, man.
Right.
It's just the truth. There's been studies for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like old-ass studies.
Yeah. But, dude, they Oy.
Oh, your knees all right?
Dude, this thing got a little spicy yesterday skiing.
I don't think I ever want to ski. I'll fuck up my body so bad.
It's tight, but at the same time, I'm like, man, why do I do this? No, but I love it.
Dude, I don't want to fuck up my body. I've been hurt so many times. I was going to take a drink of coffee, and I moved this, and I kept talking. I've been hurt. Yeah, I've gotten hurt just too many times with, like, sports and shit. And every time I get hurt, I'm just like, why did I do that? Like, I immediately regret that decision, and I don't like when I physically am not able to do things. So maybe it's because the last time I got, like, injured was I was mountain biking.
Okay.
And it was, like, towards the end of a longer ride, and out of nowhere, I must have hit a pothole or something, and I fucking flipped over the handlebars, and, like, I put my hands out, and I kind of fucked up my shoulder. And it pissed me off because I already hurt my right shoulder and had surgery, so I knew what it felt like. I'm like, oh, it's not as serious as the other one, but, like, I kind of, like, separated my shoulder a little bit. And I'm just like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So I stopped mountain biking. And then now I just try to think about, like, is it really worth doing some of these other activities like skiing or snowboarding, or, like, is that really worth it if I get fucked up? Because then I can't do these other things that I want to do, like jiu-jitsu.
So I did not push myself. I was like, the conditions weren't good, so I was like, fuck it, man. I'm like a weekend warrior. I'm not going to push myself.
Yeah.
There's this part of my gut, though, that's like, fucking do it. Yeah. So, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Same thing. I think that, like, I work out. All I do for real is like squat, dead, bench, and I box, right?
Yeah.
And like I could feel it in my forearms now when I box, like, because I've been boxing for a while.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, man, should I be doing this, dude? But I'm like, fuck, I fucking love it. And now, like, I'm older and I'm like heavy, like I can fucking crack, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I'm like, man, is it worth this? Like, I probably should be like taking long walks.
It's easier on your body.
I should probably be like just riding Peloton or something. But I'm like, man, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
I want to, like, there's part of me, dude, I'm like, you know, I can, like, deadlift like 500. I can squat 480 and I bench like 370, right?
Goddamn monster.
Dude, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking tight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to do more than that. And there's part of me, because I stopped for a while, dude. I was like, all right, dude, you need to back off that shit and, like, run, you know. And I started running, and I lost all this fucking weight, dude. And I wasn't, like, strong anymore. Then I was like, fuck, man, what if, like, somebody – not that you need to be, like – that strength doesn't translate into fighting.
Right. It
Period.
does not.
Right? But there's something in my head where I'm like, you need to be strong. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I can fight and whatever. But, like – but the I started thinking, like, man, what if somebody breaks in my house, dude? I can't fucking stop them. Like, and I started, like, lifting weights and boxing again. I was like, man, fuck it, dude. And this is probably just what I'll do, and maybe I'll back off it at some point. But
Yeah, dude, it makes you happy. I'd say I'm going to do jiu-jitsu until I die.
and you can,
Forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you can,
Grappling makes you hella strong.
hella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that constant tension when you
Mm-hmm.
grab another human being and they're fighting.
It's the worst thing. I use the role. The worst thing, dude, is being held down, dude, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst, dude. I'm like, man, I never want to feel like that again.
Helpless.
God, it sucks.
Dude, my goal is to like feel like I'm 500 pounds on top of people. Like that's how much pressure I want to put on you.
Yeah.
And then like whenever whenever you're putting people in a submission, depending on the submission, unless it's like an arm lock or something or some sort of like joint lock where it's gonna break. If it's like a strangle where you're just gonna put them out, there's this point to where they can usually fight it for a while, but there's this like this natural reaction where you fight for your life. It's like it's like
Yeah.
either you're gonna die, you're gonna
Oh.
you're gonna survive. And there's this moment where people fight as hard as they fucking can. And I know once you give me everything you have in that moment, then you just like give up and then I win. it's cool to have the understanding of the human body.
For sure.
Yeah.
I got choked out, dude. One of my friends who's like, Mike. I'm not gonna say his name. Mike. Do you know Mike Kraft?
I don't know. I don't think I do.
All right. Anyways,
It sounds familiar, but
you might know the dude. Anyways, he choked me out one time at a party, dude, and like, I had to leave the party because like, I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker. He's my boy.
you're just that mad.
Oh, dude, like to be. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't. To be dominated. I don't know.
It sucks, dude. Well, we'll have to get you in some jiu-jitsu.
I'll do it, and I have, and I used to,
Yeah.
but it's been a while.
Yeah.
But like now, I just box, and I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm like, if you freaking can't, if I can just knock you out before you grab me, I'll tell you. Not long ago, I got into a fight, dude, and this dude said some racist stuff to a friend of mine, and I was like, man, fuck, get the fuck out of here, dude. And then he pushed me, and when he pushed me, I was like, oh shit, this dude's like strong. It turns out he like,
Say, this is serious now. Fuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not like we're not talking this
Yeah.
out, like we're about to go.
Yeah.
And the dude, he's like college wrestler, like. And I was like, man, this motherfucker, cauliflower and shit.
Yeah. Nature's warning sign.
Dude, yeah. Like, tread lightly.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, fuck it, man. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm not a bitch.
Yeah.
And the dude, when he pushed me, and I'm like, I don't talk when I'm fighting. Like, if we're fighting, I'm going to crack you, dude. And I don't care if it's a cheap shot. Like, I don't give a shit. Fuck. Like, if you're taking it there, all bets
We're
off.
there, yeah.
We're there. So the dude, pushed me, and I was like, come on, man. And I just put my hand on him real quick.
Yeah.
Getting some distance, dude. I was like, come on, man. I just put my hand on him like this. I just got this touch. Bro, I know where you at. And I ding him. Bop, bop. I hit him with a two-piece, dude, and he got knocked out straight, and he fell towards me.
Oh, shit.
And when he's falling towards me, he had like 6 friends with him. He's coming towards me. I'm cracking him, dude. And and then his friends go to rush me,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, I'm not that dude who's gonna beat you when you're down.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're done, I'm fucking walking
over,
away.
yeah.
We're done. I'm not stepping on your face or whatever.
Yeah.
But then his friends rush me. I'm looking at him. I hit him a couple times. Like, this is the fucking alpha right here. And I just beat the dog shit out of your boy. Like, you want it? You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want this.
They don't want it.
You don't want it. So they back off.
That's nature right there.
And I'm watching them. I'm watching these dudes. I'm watching these dudes like, shit, man, is one of these motherfuckers going to fucking shoot me? I'm holding the dude down, and I'm standing over this dude, and I stood up, and I'm looking at these dudes, and they're still kind of looking like they want it, and I didn't know. The dude on the ground comes to. Dude, this motherfucker put the bottom of my foot on the back of my head. I was fucking hemmed up. He kneed me in my face about 20 times. This dude beat the shit out of me. From snoring. From like literally snoring. I knocked him clean out. This dude beat the shit out of me.
Damn,
and I was just
bro.
like, man, I don't want to fucking fight anymore. This sucks.
I don't like fighting.
Dude, people
I
who.
like being prepared for it, though.
Period. Fighting sucks. You ever cried when you fight?
No.
Dude, I'd fucking cry. I fucking hate fighting. I'm good at fighting.
Yeah.
People who fight,
Some people enjoy it.
Some people, very few, dude. And I would go as far as saying this: motherfuckers that can really fight, nicest guys on the planet.
Yeah, it just brings a different level of confidence and understanding.
You got pocket aces. You're walking around. You don't need to fucking flex on people or be mean to people.
Right.
You're like, I know I got it.
Right. Yeah. That's true, dude.
Yeah.
Well, shit, Jason.
You want to dip?
Yeah, let's wrap this up, man.
All right.
Dude, this has been so fun. Thank you for like taking the time, my
Yeah.
man. Is there anything you wanted to plug or promo?
World's Fair Donuts.
Are they still cash only now that you're owner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cash only, motherfucker.
Cash only. We got an ATM. We also take Venmo. We just started doing
you got Venmo?
delivery.
That's
yeah.
legit. If you can do Venmo at the very least,
Yeah.
that's legit.
But, dude, we don't want Venmo to know we're taking Venmo at the business.
Okay.
Dude. So just
We're not
emojis.
taking Venmo
We're
cash.
not taking Venmo. Yeah. But the Strange Donuts, Maplewood, Kirkwood, Creve Coeur, Edwardsville, StrangeDonuts.com. We got some other stuff coming soon. Strange Cares. We've given 250 scholarships to kids. We say if we don't care if it's Hare School or Harvard, and to that point, like whatever you want to do, whatever's enrichment to you,
that's sick.
we'll pay for it. And it's been awesome. It's been so cool. We were scared going into when all this stuff happened with COVID, dude, like, how are we going to do this? And I got a call late night from some dude, and he was saying, like, from Seattle. And this dude was just talking to me for a minute. It was like 2 in the morning. I was like, what's this dude talking to me about?
Yeah.
Next day, dude, we got, like, fully funded, like, 2 years.
Oh,
this
shit.
Dude didn't even know me, just kind of saw about my story and was like, I'm paying for this.
That's the universe right there, bro.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think all that stuff is true. So I just think this. I'll say this. Here's what I really want to plug, dude. When I was growing up, probably when you were growing up, dude, I'm going to say 3 things real quick, and then I'm going to be done, dude.
All good.
1, I'll say this first. This is what I try to live by and teach people, dude. When we were growing up, dude, you remember Celebrate Diversity?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Campaigns everywhere.
Yeah.
Celebrate Diversity. And I thought about that for a long time, dude. And I was like, man, I think we started like there saying, we're different. I'm different than you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about like, man, there's so many more similarities,
Mm-hmm.
Like when we celebrate similarities.
We focus on the differences.
Right.
Man.
And dude, we are way more alike than different. So I just try to remember that, dude, as I move throughout my life, dude, that like, man, we're all people. Give people a break. You know what I mean? The same things that I read for Blade and Benny, like, that's what I believe. Is give people compliments, give people the benefit of the doubt, whatever. But like, man, we're all we got, and we got to take care of each other. And but I'd say this, dude, over the next like probably year or so, the places that you typically go, their offerings are going to be less. Service isn't probably going to be as good. It's probably going to cost a little more. And try to be patient with those people that own those businesses, because a lot of those people, specifically in restaurants that own those businesses, either probably had to give most of the things away that they love to continue doing what they love.
Right.
Right? Like I know people that like, sold their house, sold their cars, cashed in all their savings.
These people are all in. And we're in a rebuilding phase. Yeah,
dude. Be patient with these people. Tip well. Leave positive comments. And most people, I mean, in my industry right now, dude, just over this past month, this isn't this whole pandemic, dude, just over this past month, my cost of goods increased 16%.
Oh, shit.
Sugar, flour, eggs, salt, like all that stuff, at least.
That's a massive increase.
Massive.
Dude.
Massive. Pork is crazy. I got a friend who owns like a famous sandwich, a bunch of places. A lot of these people, dude, are selling things to you at this point at a loss because they know that people can't afford what they have to charge for their product right now. Right? So just be patient, man. And, I don't know, love each other. And, I don't know, dude. I'm just asking myself why all the time now.
Yeah, it's a good question to fucking ask, dude.
Yeah.
Things are. Oh, you know what I did want to ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, where did you come up with like started calling donuts dones?
Dude,
it's so clever, bro.
Thank you. So we trademarked it. I own the word dones.
That's sick.
Yeah. So, dude, we were just like, literally in the beginning, man, I'd be up for days, like 3-4 days at a time, literally, dude. I'm like not exaggerating. Like, and I'd like, close the store, try to go home. I'm so amped up, I can't sleep. You get so tired you can't sleep.
Yeah.
And then I was just, I would just like start saying words. You ever like real fucked up and you say, like roads,
yeah,
or whatever. And I just started saying dones. I would say dones. And I just remember one day this girl said, I would say don't donuts, and then some lady was like, I'd like one of these donuts, and I just said, me and my friends call them dones. And I don't know why. I just said, when I said, me and my friends call them dones. And she like looked at me and started laughing, and I was like, it's dones.
Dones.
Dones. That's
Money.
it. Yeah.
Dude.
That was
It's the best.
Yeah, dones. Yeah. Dude, somebody was trying to use in Louisiana. They started saying dones, and I said, I'm like, hey man, I know what you're doing, bro.
Shit.
But like, that word's mine.
Had to get official with them.
Yeah, but and it was tight. It was all love. They're like, oh, so sorry, we didn't know.
Yeah, it happens.
But anyways, yeah, so dones.
I thought that was hella clever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Steve, we call Long John's Fat Steve's. Same thing. Me and my brother just call everybody Steve. Like we might be like making fun of you, or it's a word that is like just ubiquitous. You know what I mean? Steve.
Okay.
Be like, let me get that Steve. Like we're going to Steve's. Whatever. Everything is Steve.
Okay.
And I was like, I hadn't slept in a couple of days, and their camera was in my face, and they're like, "What is this one called?" And I just said, "Steve." And so now that's what we call Long John's is Steve's.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It just stuck.
It just happened. Boom.
That's how the best things work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to ask that because I'm like, man, that's just so fucking clever. I've never heard anybody call them dones. I'm just like, that's the most clever thing.
Feels good to say.
So my fiance and I, like, that's our thing. No matter where we travel, we try to find the best donuts in the city. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's just like, it's sort of just like wherever we travel, that's our thing for sure.
Have you ever had like some standouts?
Dude,
I know we're trying to wrap up, but no, I want to keep talking.
Dude, the thing that stands out to me, like, is Gibson Donuts in Memphis.
Okay.
Some of the best donuts I've ever had. Like, they did. The thing that sticks out to me the most is their red velvet, because a lot of people tend to do like a cake donut for theirs, but it wasn't.
There's a yeast on it?
Yeah.
Really?
And it was super soft, and it was just fucking Amazing, dude. Gibson's Donuts in Memphis.
I'm always trying to learn.
Yeah, that probably one of my favorite donut places in the whole country.
Tight.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, dude.
Well, dude, I appreciate your time. I'm glad we bumped into each other.
Dude, me too. Thank you so fucking much.
Yeah, and straight up, like your gym is open, yeah? Where do you go?
I train at St. Charles MMA.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like off of 94 where the movie theater is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I train at.
I'll come out.
Anytime, man. Anytime you want to get. And if there's anything I can ever help you with, plug promo, anything, like I'm always down. So
I'm trying to think, dude.
Anything?
I'm helping this dude out, Vegan Deli and Butcher, right now. Like, dude makes awesome food, and he's a good dude. And we're going to do something with them in April. When does this come out?
This will be out in not this upcoming Monday, but the next one.
Yeah.
So
April 11th, there's going to be a party in the parking lot at World's Fair, and it'll be a barbecue. It'll be vegan, but like straight up, I'm not vegan. I was vegan for like 6 months or something like that. But
okay.
Like, the food's just fucking fire.
Okay.
It's good dude. Needs some support. We're doing a barbecue to support him, and
that's cool.
Yeah. There's that. Candy's Cotton Candy. Hit this dude up. Man. The dude I was talking about who lost everything is this dude.
Okay.
He's a good fucking dude, right? And works his ass off. And he books birthday parties, you know what I mean, and weddings, and they all got fucking canceled.
Oh, shit.
If you can throw a party, dude, and invite this dude, or just throw this dude a couple bucks,
yeah.
Or book a party in the future and just let him hold the money.
Candy's Cotton Candies.
Candy's Cotton Candy, dude.
Yeah. I'll put that in the show notes, too.
Right on.
For real, dude. Like, if there's anything like we can send to those people as far as just exposure, like that's fucking. I feel like anything can help. You did an event at the World's Fair Donuts. I feel like not that long ago, and like my friends from Una Vida,
yeah,
were there. Zach and I don't know if Bryce was there, but Zach was there for sure.
Zach was there.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an event with them at Rec Hall St. Charles.
Oh, cool.
I think on the 28th.
Cool.
And
those dudes are great.
Good dudes.
Yeah.
Real good dudes. That was I won all this meat from an eating competition, and I just cooked it and gave it away for free. I was like, dude, if you need, it was the day after the election.
Yeah.
I was like, look, dude,
that's what it was.
We all eat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit who you voted for. Like,
let's all come together over food, bro.
Fear. Do you remember these motherfuckers saying, like, there's going to be fucking bands of people going through the street with fucking fully automatic weapons, killing everybody?
It's a war.
Like, fucking no, it isn't, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's the fear-mongering.
Dude. Yeah. I love you, dude.
Dude, love you too.
Be good.
All right, everybody. Till next time.
Peace.